For example, this is one group that I worked in Melbourne. As you can see, those orbs are everywhere. Please pay attention to this region here. You will see one of those balls of light penetrating into the room. There you go. It's completely intelligent, as you can see. And they're following me all the time, and the progression that is made. Which takes us to a logical question: who makes the genuine crop circles and why? To the best of my knowledge, at least few extraterrestrial races are making these genuine crop circles, and they have different approach, but mainly the approach is that to inform us, because our governments are deceiving us. They are not providing us the real situation of the planet, the real situation in the Milky Way galaxy, and especially the real situation, what we really are and what our potentials are. So, to the best of my knowledge, as you can see, more than 20,000 crop circles are delivered, and usually the question that comes to me is where they're coming from. They're coming from many dimensions, and they live on many places, even in physical dimension, even in other dimension, but as you can see, they're using this like a portals. So, for example, this is a good one from 1996 from Oliver Castle. As you can see how they're actually penetrating our dimension, influencing the crop with the microwave energy or electromagnetic energy, if you will. Once again, can you please increase the volume? Thank you. Okay. So, those crop designs are usually delivered very close to Stonehenge, to Asian stones, Asian horses, stone horses, monuments that are there for a very, very long time. And like I mentioned, to the best of my knowledge, more than 20,000 diagrams are delivered in the past few decades worldwide. The military is highly, highly interested into these messages that are arriving. And every time there is a balls of light or craft above the fields, the military is picking up on the radar. Immediately there is an order for the fighter jets or the helicopters to intercept those balls of light and to avoid eventual delivery of information, which is very, very vital for humanity. Usually people come to me and they say, look, are you aware that the government has lasers and HARP and everything, all technology that can create a crop circle just in a second directly from the satellite? And I will just say this: if that's the case, if those balls of light are governmental properties, then how come they are spending money for the fuel, just putting and giving order for those helicopters to chase their own property? It does not make sense. What actually is going on, that those crop circles are delivered by certain intelligences in order that we get certain information regarding to the crop circle. It became obvious, at least to me, analyzing few hundreds of diagrams, that there was an open communications from the genuine crop circles and then from the man-made ones, because it's obvious that the shadow government wanted to establish this kind of communication, exchanging of information regarding technology and many other stuff. But the NTIs didn't want to play their game because they understand that they are very, very deceivers, how should I say, and that is why they started to put those obelisks. Those obelisks, there are receivers. As soon as certain frequency appears around the fields, which actually, as I mentioned a while ago, these objects are penetrating our dimension, this frequency appears, and that's where they actually are getting there. With the help of the Discovery Channel, National Geographic, and other media, crop circle phenomena was completely buried. Just everyone is ridiculing this phenomena. Everything is man-made. It's all done. It's nothing to see, and so on and so forth. So how come the military is so interested into this phenomena if that's the case? So as you can see from the left, this is what the best humans can do, what complexity is concerned, and the real stuff is usually followed by those balls of light that we are talking about. With the human ones, you can see the footsteps everywhere. The crop is completely destroyed, and they remove all the information from this. This, by the way, was achieved by the team Satan in New Zealand, just for example, that people can make these crop circles. Yes, they can make these crop circles, but you can see also the mess that they can make. Back in 2000, Dr. Eltio Hasenhoff actually stepped forward, which is very rare for the mainstream scientists, and he actually examined many crop designs, and he noticed that there is a thermal expansion and node lightening with many of those. He was searching for some matching of the distribution model of node lightening, and he found one, and this mathematical model was actually electromagnetic radiation distribution of a point source. So as you can see here is a light bulb, right? And as you're standing just beneath the light bulb, you're most exposed to light or radiation. The further you go from that source, the less light it becomes. Or in other words, the distribution of the node lightening is strongest in the crop circle center, and it's less and less as you go towards the edges, right? So as you can see, this one is the normal crop, which is not influenced by microwave or electromagnetic energy, and this is the node lightening very close to the center, and as you go, if you go towards the edges of the pictogram, this node lightening is getting less and less. So the difference between the man-made and the real phenomena is that plant is still alive. It's bended, but it's still growing. As you can see, this bending sometimes can be even to around 90 degrees, and the plant is still growing. It was actually exposed to extreme high temperatures, but in the split of a second, it was cooled also. So for the last, with this 10 to 40 micron diameter pure iron spheres detected with a genuine phenomena which is not present, and they're impossible to find with ones that are made by ropes and sticks. So as you can see, if you're at least psychic or open into this information, when you look at this, it radiates energy. There is a communication with the consciousness. Just look at these variations in the crop circles. And this is even the 3D depiction. It's very hard even to draw on paper, even in a computer it will take a while. And this is, don't forget, it's crop that we are talking about. So let's see what the crop circles are saying about 2012, right? In many occasions you have a conclusion that it's a countdown to 2012. So this one appeared in Stanton, St. Bernard, Wiltshire in August 2007. As you can see, and it's the Olmec and Meyer number 6. So you can see I put it here, the Olmec numbers. This is the number 6. Sorry, that's the one number 6, and this is the number 10. So this diagram appeared on June 8, 2004, and this diagram appeared on August 18, 2007. Which is 6 conjunctions, Venus conjunctions to go, and 10 conjunctions to go, which will be far more greatly seen from this angle here. As you can see, this is the number 10 that appeared on June 8, 2004. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Venus-Sun conjunctions to go, and this diagram appeared on August 18, 2007, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Venus-Sun conjunctions to go. So they are counting something. So it's obvious that they are telling us, referring us to 2012, and the alarm is raised. So this pictogram appeared in July 30, 1996. And as you can see, it's a Mayan symbol of the Hunapku, or the galactic center. As you can see, and there are waves that are merging in all directions, and also there is a motif of a new moon and some kind of comet or a beam of light. So back in 2008, a few weeks before I was shown those holographic projections on the astral plane, in one of the transmissions, they just transmitted search. There is something extraordinary that is happening at the moment in the Milky Way galaxy, and search for Pau-L. That was all that I was able to pick up. I started to do a Googling, Pau, and nothing happens actually in 1 day or two, and afterwards I stumbled into the research of Dr. Paul Laviolette, and who was actually exploring the superwave theory. And when I started to realize what he was researching, the hair in my head just went up. I contacted him immediately and told him, look, I was told about your research by the extraterrestrials. He was laughing at the first, but as the conversation started to go on and on, he started to become more serious. At the end of the conversation, he was completely convinced, and we continued to communicate and exchange information till the present day. So, for example, this one, which appeared on August 12, 2001, as you can see, it's massive, it's major, and we are talking about 409 circles of varying sizes, which is 240 meters in diameter. And it's simple, despite the complexity. It's a spiral galaxy. And when Milky Way galaxy is concerned, it's very difficult for us to determine the right proportions and the right shape and appearance of the Milky Way, because we are seeing it all the time from an angle. But the extraterrestrials are saying that this Milky Way galaxy actually has the 7 spiral arms. So before any one of you recognize the all-seeing eye inside this and you say, like, here is another Illuminati agent in disguise, I can assure you that that's not the case. Let me just explain about this. I asked the NTIs about what this thing is, and they said this is neither positive, neither negative. It's just simply energy, and the contact which is made actually is polarizing this energy. For the Illuminati, it's meaning something else, but also there is another side of the coin. So let's just analyze for a while, right? Sorry. So we are talking about every dollar bill, right? The eye of the pyramid. So the Great Seal of America, which appears on every American dollar bill. So we are talking about 13 steps. So there is a pyramid of 13 steps, and there is some kind of writing here. And this writing is nothing else but the Roman numerals for the year 7076. So let's see this. In the Great Cycle, there are 13 backtons, right? Those are those 13 steps with 20 catons each. Each caton consists of 20 tons, so there are 5,200 tons in the Great Cycle, which means that the first caton started on 7056 and ended on 7076. And the last caton, the 13th one, was started in 1993 and it will end in 2012. So, which is even more interesting, this one is extremely old picture. It originates from 1778, and the name Perennis actually literally means through the ages. So, what is coming when all those ages actually are over? This thing. To be even more interesting, an interesting parallel appears when they started to dig for gold in Ecuador. And they found a cave. They found a cave with more than 300 objects, and one of those objects was actually this. And some of those objects were dating more than 12,000 years ago. And obviously it was the same, 13 steps, and there was an eye. And when you see from the bottom, you see some kind of script and the Orion star constellation. And one of the professors in Germany, Linguistic Academy, Professor Kurt Schulman actually made a translation, and he stated that these writings is matching the time of the ancient Sanskrit, and the literal translation is "the Son of the Creator comes." So